What's going on, everybody? This is Goody from Goody's Resale. Today's channel is going to be a little bit of 2024 and what to expect from 2025. So to start off, let's talk about what you can expect from the channel this year in 2025. So first off, welcome to the new year. Hopefully everyone's new year started out good. What can you expect from the Goodies Resale channel this year? When I made this channel at the end of last year, the goal was to have where people could watch me places, do different huntings, whether it was for comic books or stuff for resale, personal collection stuff, comic books, flea markets, things like that. And towards the end of the year, it kind of turned into more of a um, and mail call channel, which is fine. But I would like to try to get back into that hunting style of channel. So more of on videos as well as just going places, looking for stuff, finding stuff. If I don't find anything, maybe just like things to look out for and things like that. Because that's initially what I wanted this channel to be about. And it has been. In the beginning, it was, flea markets and comic book stores and things like that. And then as like the weather started getting, harder to go to these kind of places, it turned into a, mail call and review type channel, which again, is fine. I know a lot of people wanted to see a lot of my personal collection stuff from my Whatnot shows. Always wanted to see different had different Funko Pops that I had. So I tried to bring that mix into the channel. Like I said, getting back on the road and going and finding stuff, things for me, did not go out as much as I would have liked to. I did find myself not going on as many, going to as many tag sales or estate sales or whatever you want to call them. Towards the end of the year, I kind of started getting that feeling where, like, is this something that I really wanted to do? So as the year went on, I kind of told myself I wanted to do the things that got me into this business, which was the tag sales, looking for those things, finding the item, the hunt, right? The hunt. That was really what drove me to be a reseller, a collector, and things like that. So I got back out there a couple more times towards the end of the year, and it was what I needed. And then kind of brought back the idea that that's what I wanted this channel to be. So like I said, 2025, expect to see more flea markets, comic book stores, thing to that extent, tag sales. We're going to try to do our best to get out there and do this channel justice, with going out there and trying to find the things that I do buy that I sometimes keep for my personal collection or turn it over and resell it on eBay or whatnot. So that's one thing. The next thing is another thing that got me into resale back, I want to say right before COVID, COVID area 2020, 2021 was kind of when I started getting that sale. One of the big things that drove that was Pokemon cards. Because I had found my old collection. I was selling off a lot of my old cards. Drove me into this eBay and flea mines, things like that. It drove me into that and wanting to like turn things around to make that resale, like what started off as a hobby, turning into something more than that, turning into a for a lack of a better term, basically a second job. And that was something that I also wanted to get back into. So expect some videos to be Pokemon related, whether it's pack openings or again hunts, because during that time, just like now, you're starting to see a lot of the inventory for Pokemon stuff become very limited. People are buying out stores; they're grabbing all sorts of stuff. By the time you get to your Walmarts, your Targets, your whatever stores you go to get cards, the inventory is either dried up or it's very minimal. So I wanted to start doing videos like I was doing back in the day. I was going to different places that you wouldn't expect to have Pokemon cards, but your Walgreens pharmacies, for those of you who know Walgreens, but like a pharmacy store, Dollar Trees, dollar stores, Dollar General, things like that. Like those are places that I was grabbing Pokemon cards back when um, they were hard to find. So besides, buying booster boxes on eBay and things like that. So expect some of those videos to kind of get sprinkled in there here and there. Um, I'm not going to make it all about Pokemon because that's not what I want. I want this to be my resale channel. I do resell Pokemon cards, so that is kind of part of it. And I wanted to bring that into the channel, but ultimately, it's not going to become a Pokemon, you know, breaks and pack on, unpack. Ugh. You know what I mean? It's not going to be one of those, tearing packs open and looking at packs. It's not going to be one of those channels, but there are going to be some videos that are going to be like that. So that's basically what you can expect for 2025 as we try to get back to the roots of Goodies Resale. And now a little bit, not to go too much longer into the video, but we're going to do a little bit of a 2024 in review. And then I'm going to grab some of my favorite pickups from 2024. And we're going to kind of wrap up the video with that, show you some of my favorite stuff that I picked up during the year. But basically, what 2024 brought was a lot of, um, again, a lot of enlightening moments. It brought a feel of, uh, at some points, was I doing the right thing? Did it, was resale really what I wanted to do? Like I said before, it was tough to get that drive back to go out and do things and go to those tag sales, do that. Obviously this is being my just a side hustle basically. I do I still work full time. I have the two young kids. Family life and things like that do come first before obviously this channel. So um, it was tough to get back out there, but I did realize that when I did go out, that was why I was doing this. Was I liked the thrill of the hunt. I always had a great time, even if I didn't find something. I was always, excited to look for things. 2024 brought a lot of different like opportunities for me. We had I had a big estate sale that I was working for many months, and I still have some of the inventory from that. But I was able to garner like a bunch of different relationships, friends trusting me to sell some items for them, making a lot of commissions on things like that. And that kind of opened up what Goodies Resale was, not just, finding things and selling them, but also, helping my friends make a little bit of money of their own and, clear out some of the stuff that they don't use or need anymore. So that was kind of a good thing. And 2024, like I said, it just kind of it was almost like a full circle transition. Um, I went from being like super into it to not so much into it to focusing on, just comics for a little bit to moving on to like different items. Like I said, the consignment stuff, doing my own thing. We shut down our booth at the flea market where we had a booth at the end of last year, which was kind of like an end of an era. We were there for like 3 years. So again, it brought a lot of different beginnings and endings. Like I said, with the booth being gone now, that kind of changes what we look for. We're going to be doing a lot of different stuff this year. We're planning on a lot of tag sales of our own, just to kind of move some of this inventory that we had at the booth. So kind of like a bittersweet year, but we did what we could. We had a good year. Things worked out as far as the resale on eBay. Whatnot kind of started. Whatnot brought 1,000 sales, so we got to that 1,000 sale point, which was one of my goals for the year. We got there, and we're kind of doing Whatnot pretty steadily now, once a week for a stream, usually on Wednesdays. So yeah, so 2024 was a good year, and it had its moments of reflection and things like that. And we're kind of looking forward to 2025. So with that being said, let's take a look at some of the stuff that I got in 2024 that I'm super proud of and super excited about. So let's take a look. Most know, if you've been following the channel for a while, that the majority of my collection involves Batman and Joker. Actually, all my collection pretty much involves Batman and Joker, with the majority of it being Funko Pops and comic books. So it wouldn't be, I would be remiss if I didn't show some Funko Pops. These ones here are some recent pickups, not necessarily from last year, but again, with that theme, I'm super proud of my Funko Pop collection. It reached 89 Funko Pops, which some people probably think is crazy. But they just kind of, they when I first got into it, it was just something that I enjoyed. I liked the look of them. I liked the way that they displayed, and it kind of I limited myself to just Batman and Joker, and this is pretty much what we got. You get characters end up with a million Funko Pops. so here I am. So again, these ones were recent pickups. I haven't showed them on the channel yet, but the Batman, the Joker, GameStop exclusive Freak Show Funko Pops, which I got recently around the same time as these patchwork Batman and Jokers. Obviously, the Hot Topic exclusive is the combination of the two. I did grab these two from one of my local comic book stores, Most Excellent Comics and Gaming. These ones came from there. These other two I got online from Whatnot. Not easy to find these three, so I was able to grab them on Whatnot, and I was super excited, super proud of that. And again, like I said, the Funko Pop collection, I'm super proud of. I'm hoping to continue to grow it. I am running out of space, so I don't know how much longer we're going to grow it, but I like them. I like the way they display, and hopefully people enjoy seeing them when I put them on the channel. But here you go, Batman Joker Funko Pops. Part of my, as all of you know, is comic books. Also part of my resale business as well. Sell a lot of comic books. A lot of comic books come through my hands. I do make a lot of personal purchases as well as things to resell. 24 highlighted the start of my CGC collection. Do just DC late Nathan Zerdy, one of my favorite comic book artists. Obviously puts out a lot of different variant covers of different characters, and DC is kind of like my bread and butter. So I decided to do the DC Ladies collection, and it was started off with this one here. This is the Poison Ivy #1 and a 9/8, featured in one of the videos that we did earlier in or last year. I said earlier in this year, but this is earlier year. It was featured in the video, and this was the one that kind of started it all. The CGC collection is going strong, kind of on hold right now because of the turnover times at CGC are a little bit longer than everyone would like. So I've kind of put the sending them out on hold. I do have some comic books there right now. So we'll be seeing those in the CGC unboxing video probably later this year. So yeah, this one started it all, and I'm super excited, super proud of that collection. So here's that Poison Ivy #1. The comic book theme, or like I said, brought a lot of opportunities, and one of these was a bookstore that had opened up in a neighboring town of mine. That went has been Toys and Collectibles. Great guy, super easy to deal with. Made a few deals with him already, a bunch of deals. Just made a deal with him the other day, and one of the highlights of 2024 was being able to pick up one of what we'll just call, for a lack of a better term, one of the grails of my. I wasn't quite sure I would ever have my hands on, but I knew I really wanted it, and if the opportunity came up to get it, I was going to take it, and it did. And I was able to do what I like to call make my collection work for me, So I was able to trade in some stuff, and I ended up with this Batman 251 iconic Neil Adams Joker cover. This is by far one of my favorite covers, if not my favorite cover in the Batman series. Um, Again, I didn't think I was ever going to have the opportunity to get this book, and I was able to see it at Has Been Toys, and I was able to make a deal with Rick with some comic books and some money, and I was able to walk away with it. Super excited! It is one of the highlights of my collection, and I display it proudly on my wall here. And I'm just, again, happy to have it. Another comic book that I was on the hunt for, and everybody saw it in the channel, was this Batman 423. This is the iconic Todd McFarlane cover. This is the first printing. This book was the goal of my comic book show journey when I went to the comic book show in Connecticut. It was a smaller one, not a big one, but this was my goal, was to walk away with a copy of this, and I was able to get it. It's a super nice copy. Again, another iconic cover, Todd McFarlane iconic cover, and I display it right next to that Batman 251 on my wall. And again, happy to have it and super proud of it, and just happy to have the opportunity to hold it. Another one of those books that, this one's a little bit more accessible than some of the other ones. It's a little bit newer, so it is accessible, but to get a first printing and to find it at, the comic book show was just a special thing. So happy to grab it. The next items on this list are, again, a couple finds from, one of them from a comic book store, again, Has Been Toys, and the other one was from an outdoor flea market in a neighboring town. But this is the one here. This Batman Forever game started my, I don't want to say obsession, but started my love for just box art. Lots of different stuff coming from the movies that came out at the end of the 80s and the early 90s. This was like just the item that started that movement for me, that made my collection go beyond comic books and Funko Pops, and now into just collecting everything and anything that's Batman related that I just love. With that being said, here's another item that I just fell in love with. This one came from Has Been Toys. Again, made another deal with Rick. This was just like calling my name in the Batman case. So these, items like this are just like on the top of my list to find. I love that obscure Batman related items, your coloring books, your calendars, your, pins and things like that. I absolutely love that stuff. So these are just to highlight that obsession. And these were, picked up last year. So awesome. Happy to have them in my collection, display them in the display case. Super excited. Those 90s movies, back in the 90s, McDonald's put out these Batman Forever cups, these etched glass cups. They're not, again, not hard to find. McDonald's put them out there back in the 90s when the movie came out, but I was able to grab all of these from the Goodwill, which is another place that I kind of source items. And I was just recently able to complete the collection. And again, super excited about it. Again, that nostalgic feel is one of those things that I love about my collection. And these items, along with the movie items and the comic books, they all have that feel, that nostalgic feel for me. And I just love them. I love the look of these cups. And I'm just happy that I was able to finish the set. And again, one of the one of the items that makes me the most proud, just because it took me a while to get these two cups. I have others of these, the Batman and Robin ones. Those are kind of easier to find. But yeah, it was a proud moment to be able to complete it. And again, 2024 was the year to do it. And now they're displayed in my display case. So again, the stuff, super proud of it. And hopefully for today, again, thank you for watching. Hopefully 2025 is a good year for the channel. Hopefully you guys are excited like I am to go see more of the on the road stuff, hunting videos, the comic book shows, the toy stores, things like that. Hopefully I'm going to be enjoying it as much as I am. Again, thank you guys for your support in 2024. Thank you for your continued support here in 2025. If you haven't, make sure you like the video, subscribe, so you get notified when we get new videos out there. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what you guys want to see more of on the channel, whether it's if you're with me and you want to see more of the hunt or you want to see more of the items. I'm going to hopefully bring that to you guys. I want you guys to have the kind of product that you enjoy. So again, like, subscribe, follow the channel here, and I'll see you on the next one.